Howdy. I apologize for any sounds you may hear. The fence is under reconstruction, so um, a good portion of it is dismantled, so you may hear some vehicles traveling by the road. But I wanted to share this story time with you. This took place probably around 19. It actually took place for about a year or two. I want to say like 86, 87, or it could have been 87, 88, somewhere in that time frame. And there was we started to have when I was dispatched for state police, we started to have a problem with uh, prostitutes that were missing. And it turns out they were, I don't know how to say it politely or politically correct on this platform, but they were terminated, you could say. So it was going on, and became a serial case, if you understand what I'm saying. And so a lot of this was occurring around a region called the C&D Canal. It was called the Chesapeake and Delaware River Canal, C&D Canal, basically. So a lot of like freighters and stuff like that. But it was all like very hilly and very wooded along these canal banks. And it was a weird jurisdictional agreement we had with the county police. It was like really crazy. Due to funding, the state police, anything below the C&D Canal, um, it was kind of like up for grabs. Whatever, we would rotate how the dispatch system worked. So for like 6 months, the anything that would be geographically located below the canal through the metric system, or whatever you want to call that, the coding system, it would go to the county police for 6 months, then to us. So during I mean, there was like many. I mean, I like thousands and thousands of hours spent trying to catch this person committing these horrific crimes. So it was going on forever. And the jurisdictional agreement that's always been in place with the Delaware State Police is Delaware State Police is in control of all crimes on waterways. Anything with the waterways, as far as a borderline or anything like that, that was always been clear as could be. So I'm on the radio, and I'm a shift supervisor in the dispatch center, and the county, I would always monitor their calls too, like on my screen, see what's going on. And then I see this call and I'm reading it, and there was some bones found on the banks of the C&D Canal. So everybody was all huff and puff, and they were trying to keep it a secret. I'm seeing it. I said, hey, I tell the county dispatcher, I said, hey, that's our jurisdiction. You just shoot it over to me, and we'll get some people to check that out. So they're totally fighting this, because they were like media hounds. It's not the word I really want to use, but we'll, for this purpose, we'll say hounds. And so we get into this big argument, and so I end up calling. I don't think I called the major directly, but I knew him very personally, who was in charge of Newcastle County. I've known him for like probably 20 years at that point. So I think the sergeant called and told him what was going on. Then the major called me. I think that's how it transpired. Like I said, it was so long ago. So I tell him what's going on. He calls up the colonel of the county police and just reams them a new butt. And then like within like minutes, they're coming over and relinquishing that call to the Delaware State Police. And this turns into like a big poop storm, and it goes on for a long time. And then they find these bones, and they finally get analyzed. I don't think it was immediately, but basically, to make a long story short, you know, a bunch of agencies, the FBI, all kinds of agencies, county, state, city, all these people are trying to find this serial exterminator, and the bones were turned out to be cow bones. So it was like a big argument over nothing. And but it was, we kind of needed to stand our ground to maintain jurisdictional, integrity, and they were trying to steal the limelight, and turns out we all look like fools. But um, since we're on that path, I will tell you, um, it was crazy, crazy story with that individual. They finally did catch that individual. A dispatcher I had trained in communications went on to work for the county police. She went undercover as a lady of the night, if I can say that, and she was one of the key witnesses who survived leaving this guy's van, and she was able to get some hair follicles, and it was able to connect him to a couple of these crimes. And to make a long story short, he finally did get captured. I'll probably go in more detail about the capture and the incident about that, but it's weird. Like, the archives from that time period are not too well documented, but since this was such a high-profile case, it may be documented. So the perpetrator of these crimes, who confessed, his name was Stephen Pennell. Stephen Pennell. I don't remember if he spelled it Steven or Phen. Pennell, Pennell, I believe it was. Um, craziness. Like, so many details I could never tell on YouTube about that case, but it was very, very sad situation. And he surrendered peacefully. And the police had been staking his place out for a long time, and he surrendered peacefully. When they knocked on his door, he just pretty much said, "Is it time?" And they said yes. He just went away peacefully. So it's crazy, but that's the story about the bones that had no relevance to the other case. So I'd share that.